This is Hannibal here from The Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update for you. This is kind of a funny story. An adult content creator, Selena Slay, I guess Andrade does something in AEW where he stops a match mid-match and takes a picture with girls at ringside. In the past, it's been Jasmine Allure, local girl wrestlers, and so forth. I guess in Vegas before 1,700 this past week for a combined Dynamite collision taping at the Pearl Small Theater in Las Vegas, which, by the way, it actually holds 2,500. So they downgraded and still couldn't sell out. Anyways, the content creator posted after she did the thing with Andrade, "Oh my God, this is so fake." And the AEW fans got all offended. How could she call it fake? Blah, 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 blah. This is what we love. It's predetermined, of course. To me, when I watch AEW and how spotty it is and how leg slapping it is and the stupid hand punches where you're slapping your hand. Like, I've done kickboxing training. I've done martial arts training. You're never told to slap a leg. You're never told to slap your shoulder when you punch. You're never told to stomp your foot when you punch. There's more realistic ways you can wrestle. Anyways, this woman, who I guess was paid to be in the front row and do this little gimmick with Andrade, found the fakeness so much she posted, "Oh my God, this is fake." And the AEW fans got on her so much that she temporarily deactivated her Instagram. So there you go. And I got to agree. I mean, wrestling these days is more fake than ever. Not only does it look faker in the ring and does it look more choreographed, but the constant pictures and videos of the wrestlers hugging and crying backstage after they've just wrestled. What's wrong with you guys? When I do real sports, I don't hug and cry backstage. Wrestlers today are being, other than a few, like Lesnar still has the mystique about him, but there's so many that they're just portrayed as like the biggest pussies in the world. They used to be thought of as of the toughest people in the world. Now it's like we're the biggest pussies in the world. We're told what to do, move for move. And then we all hug each other and cry after our matches. I don't know. It's not for me. At least not AEW or WWE. So the fans were outraged at this adult star. So there you go. I listened to Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer Radio today. He claimed that Braun Breaker was originally supposed to be the winner of the Royal Rumble. Now it looks like it's going to be him against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. And if he doesn't heal fast enough, that's why they did the masked man gimmick. I guess there was some masked man attack this way. If for some reason Seth doesn't heal fast enough, they could say it's whoever. Apparently, WWE is positioning Raw as their number one flagship show, which is interesting because the US is still their top country for viewership, and SmackDown, I guess because it's on cable, is more viewed than Raw in the US, but because Raw is on Netflix and more viewed internationally, they're going to go with positioning Raw as the main show. Cody Rhodes is expected to win the Elimination Chamber. WrestleMania tickets this time this year are about 18% down from the same time last year. Right now, and again, it was not sold out in Vegas last year. At this time last year, they were 44,500. This year, they're at 36,000, which is still good. I mean, it's WrestleMania, but wrestling is definitely down this year from where they were at last year. Now, again, I do not agree with everything Meltzer says. I definitely don't have the same taste of him in wrestling. He mentioned in this that he thinks that when Will Ospreay returns, he should either be number one positioned as number one in the company, but at the very least in the top three. I can tell you right now, Will Ospreay does not appeal to anyone that does real sports or has been in real fights, because we all know that acrobatics crap. Again, people that have actually been in fights do not want to watch the acrobatics crap week after week after week, because it just doesn't work in real fights and it doesn't look believable. That's why mainstream people see the acrobatics shit and they just say, this is fake. I don't want to watch this. Oh, very, very good athletics, but I don't want to watch this. But anyways, Meltzer, he loves it. He thinks Ospreay should be either the number one guy in AEW when he's back from his injury or positioned in the top three. Again, since they hired him, business has only gone down. AEW business has not gone up at all in any metric since they hired Will Ospreay. Meltzer says they've been very fortunate of all the coverage that they got from the F Ice chants this past week during the Brody King versus MJF main event match. Yes, very, very fortunate. You really think, honestly, I have friends that are into politics. They do not watch wrestling. Do you think because they heard an F Ice chant, honestly, I think they would watch the clip of it to be, oh my God, well, there's an F Ice chant in a wrestling match. I don't think anyone is going to actually want to watch it because now there's F Ice chants. I know that Meltzer is more on the Democratic side, so he's all for this. He thinks it's great. But at the same time, he did mention in this, if this does become a regular thing in AEW where people start chanting this when the more political wrestlers, which I guess he mentioned, Brody King, MJF, Adam Page, I guess, is in there too. Who Adam Page, by the way, gotten a lot of heat this week for posting a pitch, or for being in a new picture with Marty Squirrel, who was blackballed from wrestling for having sex with a 15-year-old a bunch of years ago, which he admitted to. I guess they took a new picture together recently. And then Adam Page had to put out a statement kind of explaining that he's still friends with the guy, but he doesn't support what he did. I always thought that Marty guy was another one of those overrated, fake-looking midget wrestlers. So, anyways, I don't like the F Ice chants just because, again, you're having a wrestling match. They start chanting it, and what? You're going to stop wrestling for a minute and look at the crowd and get them to chant that? I'm sorry, it's not for me. Keep the damn politics out of wrestling. There's nothing this week, and I know Meltzer loves AEW, because you can definitely hear it on his radio show. He loves AEW. He thinks it's great. He'll convince you that they're on an upswing. But a real upswing going in front of 1,700 fans in Vegas when you used to be in front of a packed crowd at the MGM Grand. Oh, here's another thing about this whole F Ice chant thing. There was a Democratic U.S. Senator, Ruben Gallego, publicly stated that AEW should sign Bad Bunny because he's also anti-ice and he's wrestled with WWE. Apparently, Bad Bunny is under some type of WWE contract. He is not going to AEW. But again, Meltzer thinks, oh, it's great. There's senators talking about AEW and the F. What is the news that came out of Dynamite? The F Ice chant thing, and the adult star saying, oh my God, this is fake. A star that was actually paid to go there and do this gimmick where Andrade stops wrestling. Oh, let's go in the front row, take a picture with some paid people. Because the rats are gone in wrestling these days, sadly, for the male wrestlers that used to enjoy that. It's a different business. Apparently, Jessica McKay and Casey Lee finished up with TNA Wrestling, and they're going. I guess they're practically in AEW. So Jessica McKay, Casey Lee, whoever they are, apparently AEW They can't use Britt Baker, but they'll hire two TNA girls that no one's ever heard of. Okay, I get it. I don't get it. I don't get the money wasting with them. I just don't get it. Don't understand it at all. As far as the numbers that TNA is getting on AMC, they're not great numbers, but they're better than what they were getting on Access. I mean, their expected numbers, they're low. They're about what Collision usually gets. But if AMC is really paying $10 million for them, you can't be too happy with 0.03, 0.04s. As far as WWE in the UK, apparently they're thinking of coming to the UK around the same time that AEW does their pay-per-view at Wembley Stadium again this year. Which the interesting thing about the AEW All In or All Out, whatever they call it, in the UK, they haven't put tickets on sale yet. And it's going to be interesting because the first time they did it, they had like 80,000. The second time they had like 50,000. I can't see what they're going to do to get people in the stadium at this point. I know wrestling fans overseas are kind of desperate for wrestling, but I mean, they're going to Australia next week, I think. And Australia is another wrestling starved place. They only have 7,000 pre-sold for Australia right now, and Australia doesn't get hardly any wrestling. So I don't see a massive record-breaking number at Williams Stadium, at Wembley Stadium. Deep Blue says his wife is Hispanic from Mexico, and she agrees that that AEW is fake. Have I been to a rodeo? Not in recent years, but I have ridden bulls before. Definitely. I'm close to getting my green card, actually, good sir. I'm doing it the legal way. That's why I don't care about the ice stuff, because I'm actually doing things the legal way. So the people that aren't doing it the legal way, I really don't have sympathy for them, because it's costing me a fortune to get my green card. As for one thing, it's very nice weather here today in Wichita, Kansas. It's still freezing effing cold in Canada, where I'm from, and snow everywhere. And I am not a winter person. Someone says they need controversy, so political angles are good. Vince and his wife involved in politics, not doing political stuff. I don't know. I don't think political stuff in wrestling. I think controversy in wrestling is good, but I don't think bringing politics into wrestling is good. Because I personally don't care about politics. I don't watch politics. I don't really care at all about it. I'm a wrestling fan. I don't want to hear about politics. I want the wrestling to be good. I wish something would happen in wrestling that was actually about a wrestling angle or something. Like when the Mega Powers exploded, or when the whole Mike Tyson, Steve Austin thing happened, and you wanted to talk about wrestling. And you had people at the gym doing what's your name? It doesn't matter. And everyone used to love wrestling and everyone talked about it. Now no one talks about it. The last time I heard people talking about wrestling at the gym was when The Rock was back in the ring a couple years ago. Someone says Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl tomorrow in a pink dress. Again, I'm not even really a football fan. So I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl. Brian says Dana White and MMA fighters are conservative. Fight fans don't want to hear liberal chants. Again, though, when you look at AEW, I don't think people that like real fights are going to necessarily be AEW fans, because the wrestling on AEW is just so phony. It's even worse than WWE. But yes, I agree. I don't think I know that Meltzer actually thinks it's a great thing that it got in the news about the anti-ice chants at AEW, but for the conservatives, that's just going to make them hate AEW. Someone said they watched some 80s Continental Wrestling last night featuring the Armstrongs. Well, speaking of wrestling, I'm going to be back in the ring August 1st, and hopefully I'll be able to officially announce more about this show next week. But I'm going to get in the gym because my match is going to be very hard-hitting and realistic. So I better get into shape. So have a great day. Let me know what you think about everything we talked about in the comments.